Alright, good morning. Let's welcome back. Today we will focus on the next part of this chapter of electricity, namely the three main things that we need to measure when it comes to electricity: current, voltage, and resistance. But for this segment itself, we'll focus on current, but let's give an overview for how these three actually come together. Alright, so we mentioned we'll talk about current, voltage, and resistance. So if we were to draw a simple diagram, let's draw out a river where water can flow. Okay, inside here itself, I will have a water pump to pump water around. So inside here that's flowing is water. Okay, and along the way there are some rocks. So these are rocks. Okay, so what's happening here? When we talk about electricity, this is exactly the same as pumping water around. So when you pump the water, you need to give it energy. So when we give it energy itself, we actually need to get this energy from, let's say, a battery or from the mains itself. So this is where voltage comes in. So voltage is functioning like your water pump to give it energy. How about the water? Water is the one that is flowing around the whole area. So water flows, water flows. So as the water flows around, it has to go back. This water is like your current. Current is actually electrical charges. But in this case, for our pumping of water, it is like the water that is flowing around. Then what is resistance? In this case, when water flows, there are some things that block it and prevent it from flowing, makes it more difficult for it to actually move across. So in this case, the rocks are the one which are the resistance. Okay, they are like the one preventing your water from flowing, or if we were to use the correct scientific term, prevents the current from flowing. So let's focus on current for now. So what we have here itself is a diagram. We have a bulb and we have a battery, or in this case, we will call it a dry cell. Okay, dry cell means one single battery. So in the direction of the current is indicated by the arrow here. Okay, so how does this direction move and how do we know where does it move? So let's start off. The bulb lights up because there is an electric current, and electric current always flows from the positive terminal of the battery to the negative terminal of the battery. So in this case, what we have here, our battery positive is here, negative is here. Okay, it always flows from the positive around towards the negative. So your electric current always flows from the positive into the negative. How do we actually measure it and what is the units? So the units for current will be ampere. So example, we can have 1 ampere, we can have 0.5 ampere, or we can have 2 ampere. It's the same as saying kilogram. So it can be like 1 kilogram, 0.2 kilogram. So all of this itself is a unit. So we use ampere for current. All right. Next, electric current can be measured using an ammeter. So to measure the current itself, we use an ammeter. An ammeter looks like this here. How do we know this is an ammeter? We look at the alphabet in the middle. There is an A. So if there is an A in the middle itself, it means that it is an ammeter. Okay. What else do we look for? Let's look at the terminal. There is a red terminal here and there is a black terminal here. This is for us to connect your wires. So how do we connect? The red terminal means positive. Let me write it down here. So this is positive, and the black terminal here will be negative. Okay. So how should we connect it to our circuit itself? The ammeter should be connected in series. What do I mean by series? Series means you connect one after another. So if I have a battery here, next connect to the ammeter, next connect to the bulb or the lamp. So you must connect one after the other. It must follow in a straight line. So in this case, how should we connect the ammeter? Remember, we have the positive and the negative. Our battery also have the positive and the negative. So how do we connect? take note, the positive terminal of the ammeter, which is this, must be connected to the positive terminal of the battery. And similarly, the negative terminal of the battery must be connected to the negative terminal of the negative terminal of the ammeter must be connected to the negative terminal of the battery. All right, so that is for current. Let's do a recap. So what is the device used to measure for current? All right, it's the ammeter. What is the units for current? Good, it's ampere. We write it with a capital A. All right, and this will wrap up for our electric current. All right, thank you. Let's move on to velocity for the next segment.